welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today I have a good old beauty favourites, and actually except for one product, this is all makeup. I was in two minds about this video today. I was thinking, shall I make it a faves and flops, because there's a lot of beauty products that I've been trying over the last couple of months. I also want to do a speed reviews video soon. I'm going to be doing a cream blush review video soon, because I've been trying out a load of cream blushes. So I was like, what shall I do? But I decided I'm just gonna do my true favorites. So there's actually not loads here, but it's still going to be a decently long video. And then I'm later going to do a speed reviews with some of the products that I haven't been liking so much, and some that are just like I like, but they're not like my absolute favorites. And then I'm also going to do a separate cream blush review with like all the cream blushes I've been trying and rank them. But yeah, that is how I've decided to set up my lots of product review videos, so I hope that sounds good to you. If you do enjoy this video, it would really mean a lot if you hit the like button and subscribe if you do want to see more from me, because I would love to have you. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, all my links will be in the description box. I really appreciate your support, and let's just get into it. If you have any beauty favourites that I need to know about, please do leave them in the comments, because I would love to hear about them. So let's talk about my favourites. Okay, I'm going to start with the one skincare product because I really do think this is a gem. This is an SPF. I use this for my face, but you can also use this on your body. This is a Supergoop Play SPF 50 UVB high protection everyday lotion with sunflower extract. It's very water resistant. I just read out everything that was on the front of the bottle there for you. But this is actually 71 milliliters, so this is quite a large bottle or tube for face sunscreen. You can use this on your body too, which is honestly why I kind of never really paid it that much attention. I just assumed that it would not be good for my face. Previously, whenever I've tried body sunscreens on my face, they've been too chalky, they've been too thick, they have broken me out, you know, lots of different things. So I think I had seen this online, but I hadn't really paid it much attention because I just assumed, oh, it's going to be it's going to be like your average body sunscreen that you can put on your face, but it's probably not going to be great on your face. No, this is brilliant as a face sunscreen. So the reason that I decided to try this out was because I saw Kelly Gooch recommend it, and she said this is her favorite sunscreen. So I like looked it up again and I was like, oh, I've heard about that, let me look that up. And this is actually £20 for 71 milliliters, which for sunscreen, the only sunscreen I found that I really truly like and love enough to like keep repurchasing over and over again, it doesn't mess with my makeup, is the Dermalogica SPF Booster, which is also an SPF 50. And I would say that is a pretty similar type of texture to this, although this is maybe a little bit thinner. But it's fairly similar. It gives a really kind of moisturized, just hydrated base, and that one is about £45, I think, and this one is 20, and you get 70 milliliters in this. I think the Dermalogica one, you get 50 milliliters. I mean, I was like so excited to find this because honestly, I'm really bad with applying sunscreen to my face every day just because it is so expensive, and when you're using it every day, sometimes multiple times a day in the summer, you can go through it really quickly. So it's a big kind of expenditure. And also, you know, I know that you're supposed to apply sunscreen even if you're inside all day, although I don't quite understand the logic of it, but I get there are UVA, UVB rays, etc. I am inside all day, most of the day, because I work from home. It's extremely cold, dreary, rainy in the UK winter, so I honestly just didn't really prioritize it. But I'm sure the sunscreen fanatics will come for me, but that is honestly, that was my philosophy. I was like, it's £45 for a bottle that I go through in 2 months, and I'm not going outside most days, so it seems pointless to me. I knew that in the back of my mind, I was like, I need to try and find something that works. So this year was going to be my year to try and find a more affordable sunscreen with a formula that worked for my skin, that I felt like hydrated me, that didn't leave a white cast, that wasn't really chalky, wasn't really heavy. I haven't really liked mineral sunscreens, even the ones that are supposed to not leave a white cast and be more hydrating. I still haven't loved them. I was really excited to find this. So if you are struggling to find a face sunscreen that works for you, that plays well under makeup, that gives you a hydrated base, that leaves your skin with a little bit of a glow but isn't too much, I'm pretty sure this is a chemical sunscreen. It doesn't say it's a mineral sunscreen, so I'm assuming it's a chemical sunscreen, but I personally prefer them anyway. You know, go and do your research into chemical and minerals to decide how you feel about them and if you want to be using them. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about sunscreen, but yeah, this is definitely a favorite. I've been using it for at least 2 months now, every day. It gives me really good sun protection. I've worn it, you know, out in bright sunlight with nothing else on my face and with makeup. I haven't burnt. I haven't even caught the sun. So I would say it's pretty effective, and again, leaves me with that nice hydrated base. So let's move on, because I've apparently been talking for 12 minutes at this point. Okay, so I have quite a few base favorites. Honestly, I haven't been really wearing a lot of eyeshadow. I definitely haven't been wearing a lot of lip products, so I have been investing in and testing out different base formulas just to see what I like. If you've been following me a while, you'll know I was trying to find an alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow foundation. I really love the formula of that, and just like the tinted moisturizer vibes, but the amount of glow that it gives as well. But the shade range is just pants for that. And also, you know, now there is some kind of controversy over Charlotte Tilbury's cruelty-free status. I will link to Logical Harmony's article on this below, because it's not clear whether, you know, it's really not clear whether they are categorically cruelty-free or not. Logical Harmony does still consider them cruelty-free, and they are in her cruelty-free brand list. Cruelty-free Kitty has moved them to her grey area list, so there's just a little bit of controversy around it, and so I'm just trying to kind of pull back from buying from any Charlotte Tilbury until they can really show that they are definitely committed to their cruelty-free status. So I've been trying out a few different tinted moisturizers over the last few months, and this one is my favorite. So this is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This comes in, I think, 12 shades, and I'm in the shade 20, but it's a little bit light for me. I think I could have got 30. So that might give you a little bit of perspective. They do seem pretty evenly distributed along the shade kind of range, and also I did look up just to see if there were black creators that were using this and it was working for them, and there were quite a few reviews of those like really deeper shades. Because it's a lighter coverage foundation, people were using them and they were working okay for them, so I kind of decided, you know, that seems to be okay in the shade department. I still wish there were more shades. I think there could be more shades, because it's definitely light to medium. You definitely do get coverage with this. It's not like a Glossier skin tint that doesn't give you any coverage at all. So I definitely would like to see more shades, but it's definitely an improvement on the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. The formula of this is so nice. It's not a dupe for the Wonder Glow. The Wonder Glow is more liquidy and more glowy, I would say, but this has more of a true skin look to the face, but it still is hydrating enough not to dry anything out, not to cling to dry patches, and it does give you a little bit of a glow, but it's not going to be like a dewy, like oily glow like I did get with the Charlotte Tilbury. So I think that this would actually work for more skin types. I think if you had a more oily skin type, this would work better for you. It is a little bit creamier, and as I say, just less liquidy and more kind of solid on the face when you kind of dispense it. But I just think it gives such a nice natural finish, and it really does blend in with my natural skin texture. It meshes in really beautifully. It wears so nice throughout the day, so it doesn't like, you know, fade in patches where you can see little bits of coverage, which some of the other tinted moisturizers, which I will mention in my speed reviews video, have. They've not faded evenly, they've not kind of sunk into my skin throughout the day in the way that this does. Tinted moisturizers are not going to be something that give you full coverage all day, maximum makeupness on your face. Oh my god, I can't speak today. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to like look like you're wearing makeup all day. They're definitely going to fade. It's going to look like you're wearing less makeup at the end of the day than you put on at the beginning, but there is a way that that can look really natural and just look like your skin, rather than looking like, oh, she was wearing foundation at the beginning of the day and now you can see all the bits of foundation that have faded and some are still there and some aren't, you know? That's why I love this. I just think it's a really flexible formula. Okay, on to the next. I did really want to quickly mention the Glossier Futuredew. I have mentioned this in a few other videos, I think in a favorites video or possibly two, but I just wanted to say that I am still loving this, and I went through a period of a few weeks where I didn't use it at all, and then I just started using it again, and the difference that it makes to my skin, it just makes everything look less makeup-y. So if you are, I mean, as I say with the tinted hydrator, this kind of doesn't look makeup-y anyway. It's gonna look even less makeup-y and even more like just mesh with your skin if you use this. So it's just like the ultimate kind of your skin but better product, I think. And anything that I use it with, in terms of base products that I mix it with, it just improves it. So I did want to mention that. This is another recent purchase, but the Kosas, what's it called? Oh, whatever, I don't know what it's called, but it's their concealer, and I'm in the shade 02. This is definitely too yellow toned for me, but I can make it work. I love this concealer. I have been wearing this just as like, you know, on a normal day, like where I'm just doing Zoom calls and work meetings and stuff. I have just been wearing this all over the face with a little bit of the Futuredew kind of tapped on top, and then blend it together so that it all kind of meshes together. Such a nice hydrating concealer, and it still offers a lot of coverage. Like I said, similarly with this, this one also fades really naturally throughout the day. So a lot of times with concealers, because they do have, when they do have more coverage, I find that they have to be a little bit drier and they're not as moisturizing. And there's only a few concealers I've tried that are actually genuinely moisturizing or give that kind of glowy look to the skin, and this is one of them. I think that it's, again, a really flexible formula. You can use it all over your base and, you know, just use that and still get a decent amount of coverage and kind of even out your skin tone with it, or you can use it, you know, as a traditional concealer on top of foundation. It's worked really well with any base product that I've used it with, and because it is so hydrating, it plays really well under the eyes. So I really have been enjoying this, and I've been getting a lot of use out of it, and I can see the hype. I just wish I'd got a different shade. The other concealer, there's two concealers I'm talking about, and this is actually a repurchase because I ran out of my concealer of this, and I can't remember the last time I repurchased a concealer, so you know this is a true favorite. I've probably mentioned it, I mean, I've definitely mentioned it in a favorites video before, but this is the Uoma Beauty Stay Woke concealer. I'm in the shade White Pearl T1. I got the same shade as I did last time. This is way more neutral than this one. This shade is really yellow toned, as I said. So I am wearing this one today under my eyes just because I find that this one is a little bit more full-on coverage. So this one can give you, I would say, medium coverage, light to medium coverage. It is pretty buildable, but you're not gonna get full-on coverage. This is like more full coverage. But this, again, when I use this with some kind of base product underneath, like my tinted moisturizer, it does give that really hydrated, glowy look to the skin. The only way that I don't like to wear this is on its own all over the face, because I find then you can kind of see it sitting on top of the skin because it is more full coverage. But as long as you have something with a little bit of tint or coverage to basically for it to kind of mesh with and play with and cling on to, then I think it does work really well. It fades really naturally throughout the day. It doesn't leave those kind of dry patches on your face again. Just a really, really great concealer. And as I say, I don't remember the last time I repurchased a concealer, so that is a positive sign. As I say, I've been testing out a lot of cream blushes, and I have some thoughts about them, and there are some that I really, really like. But I would say that at the moment, this one is my favorite. Now, whether that changes with the season, it could genuinely, you know, we're in spring at the moment, and I think there's possibly one that might be more of a favorite in the summer. But this one in particular is a favorite at the moment. So this is the Kosas again. So I have, I think I've got 3 Kosas products to talk about in here. I've been trying to dip my toe into more kind of green beauty products, and Kosas is a brand that has really intrigued me this year, and the launches that they've been coming out with recently, I think they are really straddling the line between green beauty and that kind of Glossier aesthetic that like really appeals to like millennials / Gen Z, and I just am suckered in by their branding. So this is their cream blush. It's the Color and Light Creme, and this is in the shade Velvet Melon. I'm wearing this on my face today. I'm wearing the highlight and I'm wearing the blush. I love this cream blush. It's so emollient and so kind of, ooh, it's so like juicy and wet looking on the skin. I love it. I really, really love the formula. If you have oily skin, you probably will not like this, because this is one of the most emollient cream blushes I have ever tried, I think. So it really is very, almost oily when you put your finger in it. I mean, you can probably see there. It actually has a decent amount of pigment, because I wasn't sure if the pigment, because it's so kind of emollient, I didn't know if it would just kind of fade to nothing, but it actually does have a decent amount of pigment. It has that kind of peachy, almost coral undertone. Melon is a good way to describe it. It's kind of more punchy. It's got more pigment basically than some other peach blushes. So I really like that, and I think it helps to give it more of a pigmented look on the face. Wow, think of words, Joe. But I also really, really love this highlight. I think it plays really well. Over powder, I'm wearing it over powder today, and I think it actually shows up better over powder, and it doesn't look patchy or weird or like pick up any of the product underneath. I have mainly been wearing it actually not powder or underneath powder, or like on just non-powdered face, because I don't powder my face most days. And I would say actually then you can still see it, but it almost like melts into the skin too much, that it kind of fades away a little bit more, whereas now that I have powdered and then put it on top, I think it shows up a lot more. Moving on to eyes. As I say, I have not been wearing eyeshadow really at all. I've not been experimenting with eyeshadow. Eyeshadow palettes couldn't bore me more at this point. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I am so uninterested in big eyeshadow palettes. The only type of powder eyeshadow I'm interested in is little quads, and otherwise it's just creams, please. Because I just don't wear eyeshadow anymore because I don't have anywhere to go. Maybe that will change in the coming months as things start to open more in the UK, but that's how I'm feeling at the moment. The last Kosas product I'm going to mention, okay? This is the 10-second eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Globe. Okay, I have been eyeing this up for months. I've been looking at it, I was like, I like that shade, but I don't know if it would be too champagne-y, because on the swatches online it looks like it's more of a champagne. Then I saw Jamie Page talk about it. She showed it on her eyes, she showed swatches. It's more of a bronze gold. It definitely has like a silver kind of shiny reflect, but the swatches on the Kosas website make it look way more champagne than it actually is in person. In certain lights, if you hold it to the light, it's gonna look champagne, but actually, in person, it's a lot darker. It's a lot more bronze. So when I saw that, I was like, right, okay, this is gonna work for me because I've been wanting to get another shade in the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in like a bronzy gold shade. But obviously with the Charlotte Tilbury, you know, cruelty-free thing, I was like, I don't really want to buy that one, but then I couldn't find any kind of good alternatives that were gonna give a similar effect to the Charlotte Tilbury, because what I love about the Charlotte Tilbury is it's such a sheer wash of colour, but it's still, you can still see it on the lids, and it's so, what's that word? Soft glam. Soft glam. It's like very, like you pat it in loads and it just looks like you're barely wearing anything, but it's like you can see it kind of when you move your head. It catches the light and I just love it. So I've got the rose gold shade in that one, and I have had it for about a year now and I wear it to death, but I wanted more of a bronzy undertone. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, I think this is the one. It's expensive. The Charlotte Tilbury is £22 and this one is £26, so you are paying £4 more, but I think they are very comparable formulas. Now, obviously this one is a liquid and it's very liquidy, and the Charlotte Tilbury comes in a pot and it's a cream. So two differences there, but the effect on the eyelid is very, very similar. You're gonna get that very sheer wash of color, almost looks like you're not wearing an eyeshadow, but when you move your head, it's gonna catch the light in the most beautiful way. This does crease, so if you are like someone who absolutely hates creasing on your eyelid and would not ever wear an eyeshadow that creases, this probably won't be for you, because it is literally like pigment suspended in water almost. It's so liquidy. It's more liquidy than any other liquid eyeshadow I've ever used. But when it dries, it really doesn't budge. Even though it does kind of crease, it's not bad creasing. I do blend it in a good amount, but it's not anything where I think other people are going to notice the creasing. It's more so just I notice the creasing when I look really close in a mirror. But that also happens with the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's just kind of because that formula or the look that this gives is so kind of wet looking. I think that's why the little bit of creasing does happen. It's something I can personally live with, but just a heads up, does give you that. But I just love the colour. Okay, this is the other eye product I wanted to mention. This is the Glossier Lash Slick. Now I have tried kind of like a dupe to this. Well, it is a dupe to this really. It's got very similar packaging and everything, but that one did not work for me. I will mention it in my speed reviews video. I got that just because I was like, hey, that looks like it's going to be similar to Glossier Lash Slick. I've been wanting to try that mascara for ages, and this one is a lot cheaper. Let's try it. Didn't work for me, so I ended up buying the Glossier Lash Slick because I was like, right, well, I'm just gonna get it. This is a sign, I must get it. I'd run out of all my other mascaras, and they actually ended up sending me 2, even though I only paid for 1. So I have 2, so I have 1 on backup, which is great because it's now a favorite. But yeah, I really, really love this. Now, disclaimer, I generally like lengthening mascaras. If you don't like lengthening mascaras and you find they don't do enough for your lashes, you're probably not gonna like this. If you need some kind of volumizing mascara just to kind of make it look like you have more lashes, then this is probably not gonna be for you. I have quite long lashes. I tend to get on with lengthening mascaras, and because my lashes are so fair, any kind of black tint or brown tint to my lashes is gonna make it look like I have more going on. It's just gonna give you really long, very day appropriate lashes, and I really, really love it. It's the look that I've been wanting to get for several months now, but I just didn't wanna go through the faff of ordering it from Glossier because you do have to pay shipping and stuff, which is annoying. But it doesn't smudge. I mean, it smudges a tiny bit, but not enough for anyone to notice. Again, it's just something that I personally notice when I'm looking in the mirror, and then I just go like that and it's gone. It's fine. I've had way worse smudging. The last favorite, I'm hoping to get this in before my camera battery dies. This is the Red Apple Lipstick Lip Gloss in Tiny Dancer. I am wearing it today. I do have a full video on all the Red Apple lipstick products I've recently tried. Go and watch that if you want to hear a more in-depth review of this, but this is just the most beautiful, warm, really just complementary nude to my colouring, and it's really, really wet looking as well. I love shades of glosses like this. It kind of reminds me of the Dose of Colours On Repeat gloss, and yeah, really, really like this. So if you are looking for a new gloss and you want to kind of delve into green beauty, I really recommend trying this one. You won't regret it. It kind of tastes like warm vanilla as well. It's really nice. That is it. I'm going to sign off very quickly before my camera dies. Thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know in the comments below what your favourite beauty products are at the moment. I hope that you are well and taking care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.